all running in, all these naked ladies. You see they are running up. The dart traps are firing. I want to make sure I'm not standing in the way as well of them, because that would be... And a big welcome to you, Survivor, as we return here to 7 Days to Die Alpha 19. I thought that, hey, sometimes you just have to, well, I guess, slow down a little bit and go back to basic, because, well, you need to do something that is slightly different. So I've decided that I'm going to make another base, which is, of course, something that I do all the time. This time I wanted to sort of go into the underground. I wanted to do a bunker, and I wanted to do something in the mountain. I thought, hey, this looks like a perfect place. And if you've played Navigaine before, in Alpha 18 earlier, you might recognize the place. Does it look familiar at all? It's actually where the trader was, and they've actually moved it in Alpha 19, but it's actually a pretty good location because you have a really nice mountain here, which is nice and tall, which is really helpful. And the walls are fairly sheer here, everything, which really helps with the zombies maybe falling down in case they spawn up there. Hopefully they spawn out here. And so what we're going to do, we're going to dig our way into this mountain. We're going to... Am I spinning around? That's kind of a neat trick, I suppose. Anyway, we're going to dig into the mountain here, sort of create a bunker entrance, and we're going to trap it so that we will be able to take care of any zombies that are coming during the Blood Moon Horde. And hopefully it's something that prevents the zombies from digging in from on top, and they shouldn't be able to dig in from the other side because this is really, really far on the other side, which should make it really safe and a safe place to have a base. So let's get started here. So I think that well, I'm gonna make this sort of in stages. So let's say we have 3 wide. I'm gonna do it 3 wide. I'm gonna dig in quite a deep here, maybe about, I don't know, I'm going to do about 30. I'm not going to use all of it, but I'm going to dig in 30 because it allows me to have some extra space in the back in case I need to enlarge. Later on, I probably will be, and I have some ideas for actually expanding this sort of base idea into something that is more, well, even more useful than I hope it will be this time. So give me a little bit and I'll start digging things out. And as always, if you enjoy my base build videos, make sure you hit the thumbs up on the video and maybe subscribe and hit that notification bell. I will be doing all this in probably, creative and not specifically survival mode. I do get people who ask me, hey, this is a cheaty base because it was done in God mode and stuff like that. And it's true. It is true, but I'm using blocks, I'm using electricity, I'm using everything that you can actually do in survival. The reason I don't do this in survival is because it would take me literally probably about 20 or 30 days, and that's 30 hours of time just to gather the resources and spec up and everything and starting from scratch. And that's pointless. Who wants to see a 30-hour video just to see a base? The base can be done in survival as well. Don't worry about that, but it's a lot faster to show you when I'm in creative mode. And I've now got myself a little bit of a hole. I might have to do a little bit deeper later on. Again, we're going to have an entrance here. Just something simple like this. We don't want to make it too fancy. We just want to make where they have a 1-block entrance to actually enter. And I also want to make sure that I bring things down a little bit. And the reason for that is I don't want zombies to be able to run in here, see me even from back here, and start to vomit. I sort of want to take them out of the line of sight so that is not an issue, which means I have to go down a little bit. I could block it off another way, I suppose, if I had a wall that I had to go around, but going down works as well. Alright, I've taken out a bit here. As you can see, I have a slope down. Let me just fill up a little bit here and then. I want to make it... how deep do I want to make this? Now, that is a really good question here. So I'm going to sort of have it start somewhere like this. And the reason I have a wide way down is that because I probably want to expand sort of on the left and the right to give multiple paths, but this should work. So we have one. We don't want to make it too far in, and that's something that you want to take into account when you're making this kind of bases. You don't want to make it too difficult for the zombies to reach you. If it is really difficult, they might decide that, hey, I'd rather just mine down rather than go through the front here. So we're gonna make it 1, 2, 3, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So maybe we end around, maybe something around here. We are going to line, we're going to make it basically just 1 one wide path. We don't want to have it too wide. The reason being is that, and actually we want to do like that. The reason we don't want to have it too wide is that we're going to have dart traps here. And even though too wide would allow us to have more dart traps to actually cover, it potentially could be a problem because I want to have blade traps as well. And I will sort of want to make sure that the blade traps are also hitting the zombies as they run down this corridor. So something like this. And let me just finish up the one like that and like that. So now we have a fairly wide corridor. I'm going to later on be fixing this as well. We probably want to make so that the height is something like this, so that you have about 2 high. And I am going to have to, let's see here, do something like this is the correct. I'm going to make bulletproof glass here. Bulletproof glass to prevent zombies from actually getting in. It won't withstand cops vomiting, for instance, but that shouldn't be an issue. And I'll share that in a little bit what I'm going to do. So now at least I could stand behind here, and I ran out of block. Come on, give me some more big copy block. Yes, that works. Something like this. So I have sort of a platform that I can stand back here if I want to. And we are going to use doors. Doors are really, really good because can I put them like that, that. And let me see here. Take this one. Let's see, get not God mode. I don't want to have that, but I want to sort of take things out without totally breaking it. Shoot her a few times, you should do that. And the reason being is that if I then bring in my, this one you should see, okay, that's all right. It has plenty of, like this, I can actually see through. The zombies can't. They actually cannot see anything because the door, regardless of how much damage is taken, is considered non-transparent. But of course, for me, it's I can look through, especially if I'm crouching. It gives me an even better way. So that's good. That's exactly what we want. And it basically means I can build up here, and I can be up here if I want to. I don't know. Maybe I'll do something else there. While I'm doing that. So now as the zombies come in here, they only can go through the front. They can jump up and everything. They could stack up, but it doesn't allow them to actually get in to the player, which is exactly what I want. We're also going to do a slightly different thing here. We're going to do something like this, and we have like this and probably like this, yeah, which means we need a plate. And let me steal a reinforced concrete plate. Put it here, put it there, and then we probably want to take out those ones as well because we need to protect the sides here. Like that. So you sort of have a ladder down, or staircase down rather, which is fine. And that gives us the opportunity to basically put some dart traps behind. And now I do need to make a better way to actually get through here. So we'll do that from the side as well. Oh, and stuck inside. All right, so now we have potentially a place for the dart trap. And see, can I place them here without? Yes, and like that. So now I have my dart traps here. Perfect. They are aiming at this side, and I should be able to, let's see how far I have them reaching. Like this. Okay, so we're also going to put in some blade traps. Where are my blade traps? Now I was thinking about how do I put my blade traps so I can actually repair them even as the horde is ongoing. So let me do like this, and I do like this, and I do like this, and I do like, come on, yes, I can do like this. Okay, that works. And let's put these ones back and give me some of these ones. Okay, so now I have 4 blade traps. Now they will not hit anything that is crawling here. I think I'll have to deal with that in a little bit. So the reason I sort of was doing this design is that I wanted to give me a way to repair even when the horde is ongoing. Because if I can't repair, they will definitely be destroyed, or they'll be at least destroyed enough that they've cease to actually work. So I do need a way to actually get in here. So let me clear a little bit on that side, because I want to have sort of a corridor where zombies are coming here, but I can go on the corridor and actually just repair from that side. So I need a little bit more space here. And I think this will do it. So I've done a 2 high wall here. I have a half block here. That should give me enough space to actually just walk behind here and repair as needed. It should be all right. It's a little bit tight, but I want to make sure that nothing can get through. It also means that if there are zombies here, they shouldn't see me now. If they do jump up, kind of, if they're here or something, I guess they could. But again, the aim isn't to be spending a lot of time here. The aim is basically just to, and I could probably make this one like that. Yep, then they don't see me as they come down. So I can actually come here and just do some quick repairs, which is should be really helpful, and hopefully, and I probably want to make sure that I double up here a little bit so that there are no zombies that are coming through, because that's really important as well. We want to make sure they're going through the corridor here and nowhere else. Oh, okay, so that should work all right. And remember I said we wanted to have a way to actually deal with crawlers and dogs and stuff like that. So I'm also going to put in a last something like this, just a little bit of a blade trap here on the bottom here, and it's not really intended to kill a lot of the regular zombies. Hopefully they don't make it that far, but it's something that if you do get dogs, so you do get crawlers or spider zombies, for instance, because they're lower, they won't be hit by this one. Hopefully this one will help take care of them so that they don't just waltz straight in, because that can be really annoying. Now we do need a way to sort of enclose this place as well, and I want to make sure I also have space for the dart traps. So we're going to put these ones too high like this, then we're going to put this one there. Let's see, maybe if I give myself a little bit of space here, something like this. Yeah, something like this should be all right. And then maybe we should do a door of some kind. Actually, we probably want to make this a little bit better, actually, come to think of it. They could reach all the way here, so let's have a sort of a last line of defense as well. That would probably be the best way, something like this. What this would enable me then is to put even more dart traps. Dart traps are really good if you're putting them just where you know that the zombies might be, and I probably need to expand a little bit here so I have a bit more space to walking around. Again, that's the nice thing about when you are in a mountain. You generally always have enough space. You just have to dig out a little bit of extra. And let's do that and that. So now we have dart traps here, dart traps there. Perfect. And let's block off like that as well. We are going to give ourselves a path through here. We need a little bit more extra space so we can actually hook things up. I think this would be all right. And the same thing here, we have to make sure that we have enough space, because we're going to put in some electric fences. And what I'm going to do here, see if I can find them. We're going to start with, not this one, we're going to start with the electric fence here. Bring it down one, put it here. Do I need something underneath? Yeah, let's put something there. So we have a electric fence here behind. And means I can actually take this one out and put another electric fence down here. What this basically means is that when the zombies come here, they should be stunned here. They should be stunned here as well, which means that they'll be taking all that damage from these dart traps and these dart traps, and hopefully together with the stun and potentially these dart traps that I'm going to be putting here. Let me actually put them down. I like the new in Alpha 19 that they actually have this indicator which way they're facing. It's so convenient, super convenient. Anyway, so we have them here, we have them there. Okay, we're going to have to figure out a way to hook everything up. So let's okay, we have the platform here, and we might as well since we're here, we might as well actually put the engines and everything up here. That doesn't actually hurt. Let's put everything in there. Let's do a little bit of refuel, and that's fine. Now we have to figure out how to hook everything up, and we're going to need some switches. Let's do that. Let's have a bit of a switchboard here as well. And do something like this, just something simple so you can actually figure out what you put in. Not this one. For instance, you could do something like this, and then you put a sign, and we want to have the small one like that. And you write down, for instance, final door area. Right, and you have something like that. Then you could have this one, put down, and you write blade traps. And let's see, let's put in main corridor dart traps. Something like this. It just helps to sort of remind you of what you've done, and sort of so you can make sure you get it right. I have a problem actually when I'm doing that myself. A bunch of my base builds, I have a bunch of switches and everything just to turn things on easily, and I obviously haven't and always nicely put in signs and everything, so I end up switching things on and off because I'm trying to figure out what did I really do. So we're also going to do, I think we're going to do is, do we need a second generator? Maybe not. But let's do a wire tool. And see, this is why being creative is so helpful. Otherwise, I would have to go to a forge and get my stuff, workbench, and create a wire tool, have to wait and everything. But we don't have to do that. So let's connect this one here. And we are going to, so we have, right, we probably want to do this one bigger, and the reason being, not this one, let's do that. This is why we need, where are my tripwires? Right, put in the tripwire there, put in the, like that, put in the tripwire there as well. So we need even more space. Actually, yeah, we didn't need some more space so I don't get buzzed by myself. Anyway, I can tie that up later. So then we go from this one. This is the switch that enables everything. And we're going to go one to the electric fence. That is just going to go, actually, we're going to go from this side to this electric fence because it's a little bit easier to repair everything if everything is on the left side. Like that. So now the electric fence will be activated. Now we still need a way to trigger everything else. So we're going to go from the switch here to this tripwire. This tripwire is going to go across to this tripwire, and this tripwire is then going to control all the dart traps that are at least on the sort of this final stand, final door area. And what I usually like to do here, I'll just take it from the bottom one. I go over to the bottom one, and then I just bring that up one. So assuming I connected everything correctly, it means that if I turn on and I fill things up, we should be good at least in this last area. But I do want to have a door. However, we're not going to do a vault door at this point. I don't know if I need to. But let's do an iron door, the slightly upgraded one, and put it something like, let's put it something like that. Open, close. That's all right. We could put, if we wanted to, we could put a hatch, but nah, this should be enough. It should be all right. The door has only 2,500 hit points compared to 5,000 plus 5,000, so they should be trying to come here rather than anywhere else. Okay, so this final area is at least completed. We don't have the rest of it, so let me, where's the wire tool? Let's do that. We should be blade traps, so we're going to connect the blade traps like that. I'm going to do another blade traps. Now, I'm not hiding all the wires using, some relays and stuff like that. If you're doing this yourself, you probably want to make it look a little bit neater, such as putting in some relays behind everything or on top of everything and pulling the wire, so it's not such a mess. You might also, if I was going to do this properly, what I would also do, I would do something like, where are my, this one? I would do something like, let's see here. Something like this. So I would connect, let's say my blade trap, this one, and I will connect it to this one. And then and the reason I want to have it here is because if one of these ones break, let's say this one is taken out by the zombies, I could simply go here behind enemy lines, connect it, and then go pull the power here, and it would be restarting. So having that here would be a lot more convenient, because if it's upstairs, it's really difficult to pull it during a Blood Moon Horde. Here I can actually replace it as well if there are no zombies. If there's filled with zombies here, that's a little bit harder though. Let's try to see if that is actually working though. Let's turn this on. And oh, of course, forgot to actually connect it. Oh, there we go. Now the question is, 100, that's alright, it's not too much. We want to be a little bit careful about how much. Okay, so all of them are spinning. Right, that's exactly what we wanted. So at least, did I just throw away my, I did, I threw away my, right, picked it up, my wire tool. Okay, so this one at least is working. And I think this one would be working as well. We are going to, let's do this. Let's put in some dart traps. Lock ammo. Sorry, let's put in some darts rather. So let me fill everything up. And now the night has fallen. So if I, okay, this one is on. I'm going to stay in God mode and I should be, yep, working just fine. I'm being shocked and let's see, this one is not being damaged. This one might be just a little bit damaged, right? So if there's any damage to the electric fence, it'll all be on this side, which is exactly what I want. And I can easily just replenish these dart traps, at least from this side. Pretty easy. Okay, so we have that done. Oh, I saw, oh, very good. A lady's coming in here. Let's try this out. So this one is working. This one is working. You might not have seen her, but that's just, I was just turning things on and off in a little bit. I saw somebody coming in. Let's see this one. She's coming in here and, oh, there you go. Oh, perfect. She tries to go exactly where I wanted. All right, that's good. That's good. We had some visitors that are testing things out. I appreciate it, ma'am. Now, the big question is here, actually, how do I actually trigger the dart traps? And there are a few ways that you can actually go here. It's a little bit more cumbersome, but I think that I am going to go the bit more cumbersome way, which is actually to use tripwires. Now you could be using trigger plates. Actually, let me use trigger plates because I have them. You might want to actually prefer to put tripwires behind here. So my thought was basically to put a tripwire here, put another tripwire here, and putting one further down as well. And they basically link them, chain them together. I will actually instead, I will be using a trigger plate because it's a little bit easier to show. Can I put another one? Yes, I can. So I have put in 2 here, and I'm going to put a last one here as well. Let's see. I can't put it here. I can put it on these ones. So I'm going to do this. Okay. So I now have 3 trigger plates. This is 2 big ones and this is a small one. What we're going to do is actually just chain everything together. So we're going to take it from the power here and we're going to go to the trigger plate here, the first one. That's going to go to the second one. It's going to go to the third one. The reason you might want to do tripwires instead of trigger plates is because these ones only have 2,500 hit points. If you do have the problem with a few cops exploding here, these ones eventually actually can be taken out. And if the cop exploding here, the blade traps will be taken out. The trigger plates will also be taken out, which means that the dart traps will not be firing. If you are actually instead putting tripwires, you actually resolve that issue. But it's a little bit easier for me to show here how to do it. So I've connected basically everything, which means that if I then go like this and up here, we're good. And I could go from this one as well, all the way to this one, and from this one go up. What does that mean? Well, let me see if I can turn everything on. Okay, so this one is on. Let's turn this one off. And let's do that. So if I step here, you see it's firing because I actually put in, and if I walk on this one, also firing. This one, come on. Yeah, also firing because they are basically chained together by using signal pass-through. You link the 1, 2, 3, and then to whatever it is. So if any of this one is basically an OR gate, if this one or this one or this one is being stepped on, then the power will flow. And right now it's connected to both of these ones. These ones unfortunately don't have any darts, so I'm going to have to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, stock them up, and let's do that. 1, 2, 3. Oh, did I? Oh, I did actually this one. Okay, I took this one. No, this one. No. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Fine. I probably need a better way in here as well myself. So that's another thing that I was thinking about. How do I get in and out myself? Because I could go this way. It works really well if everything is turned off. If everything is turned on, it basically is instant death, which is not what we want. So it's definitely something I want to take into account. But anyway, this works all right. So now we have all these things set up. Let's see those. So, okay, I want to make sure I turn everything off here as well. The big question is, do I need anything else? Zombies will be coming in, but they'll be running in, which means they'll make it fairly far down here fairly easily. The question is, do I want to put in some more electric fences? Having more electric fences could actually be of some use, simply because it would slow them down. It would unfortunately mean that I have a bunch of zombies that are stuck here as well. So it's probably something I want to look at for... Ooh, this one is in the wrong place. I need to take that one out. Door. Let's put this one again. The reason this is in the wrong place is that I want to have it like this. Alright, like this. I don't want to have it back here because I don't want the zombies to be standing here. I want them to be standing here, because then they'll be triggering the tripwires here, and they'll basically be hit by all the darts that are coming from both sides. Okay, that should be right, I think. Okay. That took care of that one. All right. That's exactly what I wanted. So let's see here. One of them actually got a little bit damaged. Ah, perfect. So I think that everything is actually in a pretty good spot here if I just turn everything on. So yeah, I mean, as far as a bunker entrance goes, I think it should be really safe. It's actually fairly simplistic. I do have a bunch of traps and everything. I haven't really beautified this and everything, but it's functional. It's working just fine. What I do need to do though is I need to give myself a way up and down, and a way up and down that would actually be pathable by the zombies. So give me a little bit of time to think that through, and I'm sure I'm going to come back and have it fixed. Okay, I think I put the finishing touches in now. I've painted it up and made sure I have walls and ceilings and stuff like that. So you come along the road and it looks fairly unassuming here, because it's literally just set inside the mountain here. And I have a way in. I put some lanterns because they give a really nice... Right, so I might have... accidentally forgotten that one. Right, just small touch up. I have my entrance here where I have my dart traps behind. I've turned everything off, obviously. I have my pathway here. Come up here, have with the sort of the final area in case there's any that make it all the way here. Need to keep that close. I might have to repair that during the nighttime as well, so I may have to get some resource. Dart traps here, and I have my electric fence and the trigger, well, tripwire here. I can repair the blade traps from inside. That should work pretty all right. I put in a vault door here just in case. Want to try to minimize the areas that they can run around if they come in. I have a way up here to where I haven't actually properly painted, but that's all right. To where I have my generator and everything else. Of course, I can stand here if I want to and just have a look and see them coming in. And not sure whether I really want to do that, but it at least is possible. I'm trying to make sure that I have nowhere that the zombies can see me, because then the cops will be vomiting, and that's another problem as well. I could, come to think of it, if I really wanted to, I could probably put in like a turret here somewhere. and give me a way to access the turret that I can then actually shoot things through the turret without being seen. That might actually be something I could do. But anyway, let's leave it at that. So I think this is, let me turn everything on. And let me actually turn everything on, like I said, and like that. And I am going to do that. And I'm going to, let's see, let me leave my body here a little bit. I do have a wolf out there, which is fine. If I want to make some noise, let's do that. Ooh, let me turn a little bit so I'm facing that way so I don't break anything. I'm not going to put in a bunch of zombies here. Let's put in some feral strippers. No, actually, let's put in some feral strippers here. Like that. Let them walk around a little bit. They don't know where I am, even though they're feral. If I shoot, yes. Aha. See, this is what I want to have happen. All running in, all these naked ladies. You see they are running up. The dart traps are firing. I want to make sure I'm not standing in the way as well of them, because that would be... I think they all got taken out, which is really what I wanted. Of course, the blade traps do help a fair bit. They took a little bit of reflected damage here. Not too bad. Actually, this one did. This one is probably going to be the one that takes the most. But of course, the dart traps will be firing as well. Let's see here. It's using up a bunch of them. So that was 25 or 26 of the feral strippers. So I think we are almost ready. Let me get a little bit of a resource so I can actually repair things. And then let's start a Blood Moon Horde. And we will be on a fairly... Let's see here. It's a fairly high game stage. I am high level. 364, which is good. I'm going to be running at just a standard 8 zombies per wave here. Not 8 quantity, but 8 at a time. And ooh, I have no good way of looting though. I probably could put that in now that I think about it. Is that worthwhile? Oh. Now let's do that for another future episode. I could probably put away so I could actually do some looting here. Maybe put half blocks or something so I could reach in and actually loot. I think that would be possible without compromising the integrity of the wall, because I don't want the zombies to actually bash through. But anyway, give me a moment. And it gets nice and dark and red, and the blood moon has arrived. Now the question is, where are the zombies going to be coming from? Okay, so they're coming from up here, which is all right. Actually, that allows me to test it. If they came from the front, they will always go in here. So that actually allows me to test to see what happens. Actually, they are all coming from up here, I think. And they sort of fall down and everything, which is all right. Okay, so, all right. The main thing is to make sure that they are not digging down, because that would be the worst. Okay, so they are fine. They are coming from the mountain. They are going down here. They could potentially mine through that one, but I don't think they would. All right, fine. Let's see here. Demolisher, cop. The darts are definitely firing and killed that demolisher as well. No problem at all. And we have a bunch more here coming in. They seem to stop here a little bit as they take a little bit of stagger fall damage. Like this, which is fine. Just slows them down a little bit. It would be faster if they ran straight in, but that's alright. The regular ones basically don't survive at all. The in between the blade traps and the dart traps, regular zombies and probably even feral will melt really fast. See, she's running straight through me here. And those ones died. See here. Yeah, no, this is working really, really well. I could have put in a lot more defenses, but I also didn't want to overdo it. I wanted to do something that was reasonably straightforward. Okay, there we go. Ah, you see, the dog came in, but the blade trap actually helped as well. Perfect, perfect. Oh, I don't have a good way of repairing the blade trap. I actually forgot about that, but that's all right. Okay, here they have a cop. We want to make sure the cop doesn't actually explode, because he will take things out. Oh, that head was lost to the blade trap. Right, none of the zombies are actually up high bashing at the blade trap. Perfect. Alright, another demolisher's coming in. See how that goes. I think it should be reasonably... They do take the most damage because they have so many hit points. Oh, he made it all the way in and then he got stunned, but then he died. Okay. Alright, so I'm here on the inside now. They're still coming from here, so I can actually see them coming, which is pretty cool. Because I have an open path, pretty much, I should be able to move around pretty much anywhere I wanted here within my base, and they should still be happily trying to path, because the path is not overly long, so they can get to me everywhere. As long as they get through here, this place, they actually can get to me. So, and the door is the only thing that is between them and me, which means that I can be here without a problem. So I can have a look at things that are coming in. I cannot actively shoot. I have not built that in yet. I was thinking about having maybe some updates and upgrades here to have some pillboxes on the side that will allow me to shoot things. But I thought for the first one, let's keep it simple. Let's keep it in an easy way to survive, and give me something that I can actually expand later on. Now, while all these things are happening, I'm wondering whether... Let's see. We have the hatch here. We have these ones. I wonder if I can do something like this and have the cops not be able to see me. The reason, actually, because that would give me a nice view down without having to worry about... Let's do this. Without having to worry about cops coming in and actually seeing me, because if they see me, they'll start vomiting, and that's exactly what I want to avoid. Let's see if I can... Can I take out... I can, actually. And I think this would work the same way as the door. This is a lot better, actually. I like this. This actually is good. This is even better because I want to have the visibility, but I don't want to have the danger of cops vomiting. And doing this seems to be all right. You could make it in a way where you can actually shoot down, but it's a little bit dangerous because as soon as you have a cop seeing you, you have the potential for them vomiting upwards. And either way, you probably want to have the traps taking them out anyway. Let's do that. But this gives me a fairly good view anyway, which is, you know, all you can ask for, to be able to keep an eye on what's happening below. I probably could have made so I can repair from up here as well. Possibly. That's potentially something I could have done. And, you know, there's always ways to improve things here. But, you know, they are taking not too much damage here. I think the darts are doing most of it. There's obviously a little bit of damage. So I think this base concept actually is working really well. I've just been sitting here watching them run in and dying and running in and dying and running in, doing a little bit of repairs. I think that having this one to watch at the front is really nice, and having this to watch downwards is actually really helpful as well, because the dart traps and the blade traps are very efficient at killing anything that runs in, and it's a little bit of repairs that has to be done, which is actually not that bad because, you know, it's, even though it's a fairly... Oh, is the Horde done? I've actually run through the Horde here. Actually, that's nice. I mean, I got a good one. I thought there might be more, but anyway, no, I'm happy with this base. It's I thought there would be more pressure on it, but I think the whole reason of having a base like this is that it does allow you to keep really safe. It also allows you to have a... I would consider it a 0% cheese base. There's no cheese in this base, except maybe for looking through these ones and not having the zombies be able to spot you. But, you know, I think that's all right. Being able to have PP holes, I think, should be a viable tactic. But the zombies run in. We don't really have anything blocking except the door, which I think is legit. We have the dart traps, we have blade traps, we have electric fences, we have tripwires, and we have trigger plates. And that's about it. Nothing super fancy, but it works really, really well. And now we are here. It's not even 4 a.m. And is that a zombie that's walking past? I think it is. Let's see if I make a little bit of noise. Yes, a zombie ran past. and died. All right, no, very simple. Of course, you could make this in a very lot of different designs. You could skip the whole upside part here and basically just have this corridor and then minimize things here as well, because I think that I'd like to be able to repair on the side. For me, that's something that I find really useful, because I really hate when the blade traps degrade and you have no way of repairing. And of course, you can repair the electric fence here. Because I'm running eight concurrent zombies, it doesn't seem like they have pretty much any chance to reach all the way here. I had like one or two, like a demolisher, made their way up. But beyond that, it's, you know, it's just so safe. And oh, except for myself, maybe. Okay, I should not go out there if things are running. So for me, it might be deadly. For the zombies, it's deadly, but as long as I stay within the walls, I'm really, really safe. So what do you think? Is this the kind of base you would do, an underground or mountainside bunker base? Sort of unassuming, but of course it will allow you to have a much bigger base inside there. And the one thing you want to make sure that the zombies have a path to you. If they don't have a path to you, that's when they start digging. In this case, the zombies feel that going through my corridor and through that metal door at the end is a lot simpler than digging through here. And if I go, let's see, can I go in? I can actually. So this is where my base starts, and you'll see this is how much mountain is actually between me, because here, yes, it's a bit thinner, but that's basically because here there's nothing actually. Even if they dig through here, they still have to go through the corridor. So it's actually only here that they would have to dig down through, and that's quite a few blocks before it actually would bring them in. And that basically means they're not going to do that, because it's a lot easier to go through the front. But this is a mountainside bunker base. I really like it. I was actually simpler to make than I was imagining. I had all these other ideas that I wanted to try, but I thought, let me leave that for another upgrade for the future. But what are your thoughts about this? Have you done something like this before? Well, let me know in the comment section below. And well, morning has come. I'm gonna go do some looting, and I'll see you next time.
Special thanks to the great patrons supporting the channel. If you would like to join the Vedui community and support these videos, do follow the Patreon link.